Hey guys, your boy Sean Bell. I'll be back with you with another video here on my Fly Equals Fly channel. And this is just me. I'm giving some NFL news and kind of talking about how this could possibly affect the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, it's Philadelphia Eagles all day here on this channel. The news, obviously, that everyone knows, the biggest biggest news today is NFL terms, and just adds on to how crazy NFL free agency has been, how the offseason continues to get crazy and crazy. Since like one moment, everyone's like, okay, everything has died down. Let's talk about the college basketball tournament. Let's talk about the NBA finish about to get to a close. And all of a sudden, the NFL said, wait, don't forget about us. We need y'all to talk about some huge news. And this one was shocking. I don't think anyone's seen this coming, obviously, unless you're like, a Kansas City Chiefs fan that's been following the situation between Tyreek Hill and the Kansas City Chiefs very closely. But yes, I got my notes here. You guys know how to do this at times. The Kansas City Chiefs, they traded wide receiver Tyreek Hill, top 5 wide receiver Tyreek Hill, to the Miami Dolphins. Again, this took me and tons of people by surprise. No one seen this coming. I was at work when and I was getting home. I think I was going back to work actually from after having my lunch break, and I was scrolling through Bleacher Report, scrolling through ESPN, and I just saw it popped up on my phone that the Chiefs was looking to trade, was allowing, I guess they was allowing Tyreek Hill to seek a trade because they could not get, on the same page when it came to a new deal. Now, the details of the trade is this. The Miami Dolphins, they traded their 2022 first and second round pick and fourth round pick. They traded their first, second, and fourth for this year's draft, and they traded their 2023 fourth and sixth round draft picks to the Kansas City Chiefs. They basically they traded a total of 5 picks, 3 this year, 2 next year, for Tyreek Hill. Now, I know some people may say they feel like the Dolphins gave up too much. I don't think so. That dude is a beast. That is a top 5 wide receiver. I feel like you give up, and they didn't give up many players. They just gave up draft picks. I'm not saying draft picks aren't important, but that's the type of thing you do when you want a beast of a guy like that to Tyreek Hill. And this showed me one or two things. It showed me one big thing here. No, 2 things, actually. I'm sorry. One, the Kansas City Chiefs could be just going downhill. Now, I'm not saying don't put your trust in Patrick Mahomes. You argue he's the best quarterback in football. I love Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid's a great coach, Hall of Fame coach. And the Chiefs still have, their core guy. I'm not saying just because they got rid of Tyreek Hill, they're going to suck. But this can't be good news because I heard Patrick Mahomes is on his honeymoon or something like that. People was joking. But when he hears about this, which I'm pretty sure he has, there's no way him, Travis Kelce, and these other players who on the Kansas City Chiefs that love Tyreek Hill, they're happy about this. Like, the Kansas City Chiefs are in a division with extreme talent. The Broncos, Russell Wilson. You got the Raiders adding DeVante Adams. And you got the freaking Chargers who were Justin Herbert and the rest of them dudes, and they're getting better on both sides of the ball. That division is not just Kansas City and then everybody else. That division is going to be a war to win. So when you're losing key guys like Tyreek Hill, like the Chiefs just gave up, if you're Patrick Mahomes, you got to be scratching your head like, yo, what the hell are we doing? If you're a Kansas City fan, you got to be thinking, what the hell are we doing? So that was one thing I thought of. Like, okay, maybe Patrick Mahomes may be pissed about this. I'm not saying maybe he understands whatever. It's a business. Second thing, Tyreek Hill clearly doesn't care about, being on a mediocre team. I'm not saying that the Miami Dolphins are going to suck, but he chose the money. He clearly chose the money because the Chiefs wasn't willing to pay him. This dude said, look, ship me out here to a team that will give me the money. And that's what I didn't write down my notes, but that's what the Dolphins ended up doing. They gave him a 4-year, $120-something million contract. I could be completely off. My point is they gave him what he wanted as far as the max or whatever he was aiming for with the Chiefs. The Chiefs just was not willing to pay that much to Tyreek Hill. So the Dolphins was willing to do that, and he went to, you can argue, a mediocre team, and because the Dolphins are not going to contend for a championship, especially with all those teams in AFC in front of them. AFC is in front of them. So, yeah, and thumbs up to Tua for if you're a Tua fan. If you are Tua, the quarterback for the Dolphins, because you added another shiny toy along with your other weapons he got on his team. The Dolphins, I think, have done a good job this offseason getting him some weapons and some guys. So there's no excuse for Tua this year. As long as he stay healthy, this man needs to go out there and ball out what he got. But I don't think in any way this makes the Dolphins, a quick side note, this doesn't make the Dolphins like instant contenders, but they definitely is going to compete in that division with the Bills. And I still think it's the Bills' division to lose, but you still got the Patriots, the Bills, in that division as well. But as far as that move was that, so yeah, like I said, this happened because the Chiefs, I think it was a stupid move. Obviously, you know, in long term, maybe this will be good for them with those draft picks they got. But the Dolphins still have 2 first-round draft picks for next year. I think they have their own first-round draft pick, and they have the San Francisco 49ers first-round draft pick. So Miami's not, like, completely emptying their entire, like, pick stock here. They literally still have tons of, moves they can make later on down the road. So you got to watch Miami for that. As far as the Eagles standpoint on this, as a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I was one of those fans that I know right away I was, gushing over the idea, like, holy shit. Like, when I saw the news, I was like, yes, please talk about the fact that Howie Roseman or someone is calling. We have 3 first-round draft picks. We can at least probably offer 1 and maybe throw in a second or a third, whatever. I was willing to go crazy for Tyreek Hill, but after I sat down and thought about it for like maybe 15 minutes at work, I was like, we just don't have the money. The money he's going to want, it was just not going to be able for us to, give him. Because even if the Eagles, I'm pretty sure the Eagles, with the draft capital that we have, the Chiefs would have definitely picked up the phone and listened to Howie if Howie would have called them. But it was reports that Howie was not even interested because they knew how much they would have to give up. Let's just, like I said, give the draft pick or 2. But the issue also was we just don't have the money to give him. So as an Eagles fan, I got over after the first 15 minutes I was talking about other Eagles fans. But there is one good thing that comes out of this, and I'll keep looking over at my notes, is DeVante Parker, the wide receiver. He's a good wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins. He's a 6'3", 219 guy. He adds a little bulk to this wide receiver core because right now our wide receiver core looks very at the moment. Besides DeVante Smith. The Dolphins already added former wide receiver, Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Cedric Wilson to their team. So their lineup is going to look like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle at the 2, and number 3 is probably going to be Cedric Wilson in the slot. I don't know where DeVante Parker fits in that lineup. I'm just saying the Eagles should absolutely call and go after DeVante Parker. I really think the Eagles, as soon as Tyreek Hill signed his name on the dotted line, I think DeVante Parker, you can get him for cheap. You don't have to sell the house for this dude. I think he's a solid wide receiver. You could definitely add to this receiving corps. I think Howie definitely should be on the phone. And there was tons of Eagles fans who were saying the same thing. Like, look, because Tyreek Hill's there now, they signed Cedric Wilson in the offseason. Their wide receiver lineup is kind of already set. DeVante Parker could be the odd man out. I would call him and say, look, Miami, what do y'all want? We can start doing the negotiation. Let's start talking about possibly getting him over here in that Eagle helmet. So that's my thought on it, guys. I think in the end, as far as my thoughts, Eagles fan, what I hope we're doing, if it doesn't work out, whatever, we just have to go through the draft. But I think DeVante Parker is a guy that we should be, I definitely think is a guy we should be calling the Dolphins and at least asking about. As long as their asking price is not outrageous, we should be able to get him for cheap and definitely I think, would be an upside having him in the Eagles core for the wide receiver core. But yeah, again, my overall thoughts on this, just NFL fan in general, like I gave you my thoughts, Eagles fan, I think this was completely stupid by the Chiefs. I think they're trending downwards at this time. I'm not saying they're going to be horrible, but you just don't give up. This is why it's amazing to me why the Patriots dynasty lasted as long as it did. Because this is why having these teams supposed dynasty. Everyone said the Chiefs was about to go on a dynasty run there. I mean, Patrick Mahomes still young. They can still do this. But this is why the Patriots Super Bowl runs that they had with Tom Brady was amazing. Like, they knew what moves to make. Sometimes these other teams, when you expect them to take that leap to be that next dynasty, they just do shit that immediately closes the window on their Super Bowl chances. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with the Chiefs. I'm not saying they're going to be horrible, but the rest of the AFC is literally there. The AFC is going to be ridiculous when the season starts. I'm not even just their division. The AFC is ridiculous. You're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, the Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens are still there, the Buffalo Bills, the Patriots, if they get things right, they could be moving up. Like, there is so many teams, bro, that can keep edging to get to that top spot. And the Chiefs are going this way. And especially letting go of Tyreek Hill is just not smart. You have to pay him. It just seems like a lot of these GMs and these owners want to be the smartest in the room. They got these egos. I'm not going to pay this guy this much. We'll get another Tyreek Hill. That is stupid. That's stupid. You can't just think that you don't know that. Tyreek Hill is one of those unique players you have to have on your team. Because not just is he's a speedy ass cheater like they call his ass, like he's and everything else, but also the fact the way he run routes, the way you can just give him the ball in open space, he'll make things happen. I believe the Dolphins definitely won this trade, and I definitely think the Chiefs lost it. That's just something you don't do, man. This is why these franchises do not last as far on the upside as much as you think they're going to. But whatever, guys. That's it. I'm out. Peace.